That was fantastic. Everybody's having a good time. Everyone's doing really well. There's a lot of comics you guys are having to go through. So next up, another one that's becoming a quick favourite of ours here at Deadhead Brew Company. Everybody put your hands together for Corey Kennedy.
Got it.
Oh, thank you, everybody. You know who we got to clap for? You know who we're missing in this thing right now? Number one guy, Keith, right there. That motherfucker has to go first. And if you're a comic, man, that's the bad fucking spot to go in. And the thing is, when you go up, all the other comics are like watching, like fucking, what is it gonna take to creep these people out? Like, where can we go? Where can we stay away from, man? You're like the fucking canary in the coal mine kind of thing, you know? I like, someone came in, this blonde girl right here. There's you, like a big lumberjack guy, and there's that girl behind you. Yeah. And you walked in. Sure. No, not you, her. Look at you. You're like, yeah. But she walked in, and I'm like, okay, a girl, like, she was like one of the first girls here. And like, she sat down right as Keith was like, cottage cheese yeast infection, everybody. And I'm like, fuck, she's about to leave, right? And we're not gonna have any women in here. But we need you, man. You're like the guy to snip it out for everybody. That's how it is. It's true. That's how it works in comedy. You need one guy to take the hit for everybody else in here, man. What do we got? It's hard to know like what racism is, isn't it? It's hard to know if you're. Dude, I think I'm not a racist person, but I might be. I beat a dude in chess today, and I was so fucking happy. I was like, woo, like a Chinese guy. I'm like, fuck, I should be working for NASA. That's a racist thing to say, though, right? Because now you're saying Asian people are smarter, or it's a generalization. But I was happy that I won, and he was like 12. He was just a kid. I don't give a fuck, I won. And he's like, you want to play again? And I'm like, no, we're done. Like, it's going down in the record book that I won. I don't know. What do we got here? Got a mohawk. You see this crazy haircut I got? I know, exactly. Look at you. You just got, I know. That's the thing. It's like, my little cousin gave it to me. I told him I could do a flip, and if I couldn't do it, then he couldn't do whatever he wanted with my hair, and I just about broke my arm. So he got to do the shaving. He got to shave me up. And the thing is, like when I was a kid, like I wrestled in school for years, and you'd walk around with a mohawk all through high school. Everybody's like, fuck, that guy's cool, man. I put it like blue in it, different colors, and everyone's like, fuck, that guy's the best. But then when you're like a middle-aged man and you get a mohawk, people look like you're gonna shoot up a fucking hospital. Everyone thinks that dude's crazy as shit, get your kids away from him. You don't have the same, like when you're an older person, you can't do any of the same stuff anymore. It's a real drag, man. Right? Fuck, come on, motherfucker. I lived in the United States for a really long time. And I was there during the Iraq War in 2005, and I had like a shaved head, right? But I'm a Canadian, like I grew up on the island too, but I was down there, and like I would sit in a bar during this Iraq War, and people would just walk up to me and just like, hey man, thank you so much for your service, and just shake hand. I'd be like, hey man, no fucking problem. They're like, can I buy you a beer? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. I'm in. I did that all the time for like 3 months. Like people just, and then one time I was drinking, I had like 3 or 4 beers with these guys. I said, hey, look, fuck, I gotta be honest. I drink tequila. I'm sick of this beer shit. Let's order them up. Oh man. And then eventually one time I did it, and I was sitting with these dudes, and they're like, yeah, our friend Bill's coming, man. He was in Iraq too. And I'm like, oh fuck, this might not be good for me. And then this dude comes, this Bill guy comes, he's like, so where are you stationed? And I'm like, fuck, it's hard to remember. He's somewhere in the desert. There was sand there. I'm like, he said, well, where though? And I'm like, went into the bathroom and climbed out the fucking window before I got this shit beat out of me by 4 big fucking Californians. I don't need that. Man. This happened to me today. This is kind of funny to me. Do you guys know who Anthony Robbins is? Like Tony Robbins, the fucking motivational speaker, dude. I was reading like one of his books, and I was in the Starbucks, and it's just, in the 9-1, it's just packed with people. And the whole Tony Robbins thing's all about like, don't be afraid, live your life. And then all of a sudden, this dude walks into the Starbucks, and he's like a mentally handicapped dude, but he's kind of jacked, but you can tell he's fucked up sort of too. And so he walks over, like it's a huge lineup. He walks past everyone in the line, walks over the fucking counter and just starts eating baked goods. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And then the barista girl's like, hey, what are you doing? And then he grabbed her ass, and then they had to kick him out. And I'm like, fuck Tony Robbins, this is the guy you gotta listen to. Like, this dude knows how to get it done, man. He's not taking no for an answer. It's fucking... And then because every one of those books, that's what that shit is. You can read 1,000,000 of those self-help books. It's always like, don't be scared and do it. It's fucking that and do some push-ups. That's pretty much the whole self-help industry, man. And this big mentally handicapped guy was getting more done in 20 seconds than I've done in 2 years. He was just taking care of business. He's grabbing people's bums and he's eating free food. It's like the best life, man. What do we got here? What's that one? Okay. Alcohol. Everyone here is drinking. Alcohol is fun, good time. It's funny how alcohol works, man. I grew up on the island originally, and it's, everyone drinks and parties and that. And then one time I'm like, fuck it, I'm quitting alcohol for 6 months. I said, I'm gonna quit. And I lost every friend I had. Nobody wanted to hang out with me anymore, man. And I had to lie. I said to say, fucking, well, I got liver cancer, so I gotta slow down. And they're like, oh, well, I guess. That's kind of maybe. Then once you get through that cancer, I'll take you out for some drinks again, man. You dumb motherfuckers. What do you think, you're better than us because you quit drinking? I'm like, kind of. That's the idea. All right, that's enough for me. Thanks, guys.
Corey Kennedy, everybody. That was great. So next up, we have another favourite edit.
Thanks, dude. You too, man. It's really